My son stopped talking to me because his wife convinced him I was toxic. 18 months. No calls, no visits, no contact with my grandchildren. I'm Nadine Carter, 71 years old, and for a year and a half, I didn't exist to my only child, not because I did anything wrong, but because Simone, my daughter-in-law, decided I was a threat to her control over my son. She built a case against me, documented fake incidents, twisted my words, gaslit my son until he believed his mother, the woman who raised him alone after his father died, was manipulating him. And when I had a heart attack at home, alone, calling for help, Leonard's phone didn't ring because he'd blocked my number. 18 months earlier. A lot of you might have heard about stories like this: parental alienation, in-law manipulation, adult children cutting off their parents because a spouse poisons the relationship. It's been discussed in family therapy circles, shared in support groups, talked about on podcasts about toxic family dynamics. But here's what people don't talk about enough. Sometimes the parent isn't toxic. Sometimes the parent is the victim. And sometimes by the time the truth comes out, it's too late to fix what's broken. Hit that subscribe button. I want to know where you're watching from, especially if you've been cut off by your own children. If you've watched someone you love turn into a stranger because their partner whispered poison in their ear. If you've spent holidays alone wondering what you did wrong, when the answer is you did nothing except love someone who was too weak to protect you. This is how a retired social worker who spent 37 years helping families stay together lost her own family, and how she learned that surviving doesn't always mean reconciling. Let me back up, give you the whole picture. I'm Nadine Carter, 71 years old. Worked as a social worker for Fulton County Department of Family and Children Services in Atlanta for 37 years. Started in 1975 at $8,400 a year, helping Black families navigate a system that wasn't built for us. Retired in 2012 with a pension of $2,100 monthly. My husband William was an electrician for MARTA for 35 years. We raised our son Leonard in a small house in southwest Atlanta, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, paid it off in 2003. William died in 2015, heart attack at 68. 9 years I've been a widow. Leonard is my only child. Born in 1979. Good boy. Good man. Or at least he used to be. Smart. Kind. Hard worker. Got his degree in business from Georgia State. Works as a corporate manager at a logistics company, makes $85,000 a year, married Simone in 2012, 2 children, Maya 10, Jordan 7, my grandchildren, the lights of my life. Or they were, until Simone decided they couldn't be. The first few years were fine, not perfect. Simone was never warm to me, never called me Mom or Mama Nadine, like some daughters-in-law do. Always kept distance, polite but cold. I tried. Invited them for Sunday dinner, offered to babysit. Showed up for every birthday, every school event. But Simone always had a reason why I couldn't help, why my involvement wasn't needed, why they had it handled. William noticed it before he died. That girl doesn't like you, Nadine. I don't know why. You haven't done anything to her. But she doesn't want you around. She's just independent, I said. Some women are like that. She'll warm up. She never did. And after William died, it got worse. At his funeral, Simone spent the whole service on her phone. Didn't cry. Didn't comfort Leonard. Didn't acknowledge me. When people came to the house after, she disappeared into the bedroom. Left me to host mourners alone while my son was too grief-stricken to function. I should have seen it then, should have recognized the signs, but I was grieving. And I wanted to believe my daughter-in-law was just uncomfortable with death, just didn't know how to handle emotion. I made excuses for her because that's what you do when you want your family to work. The isolation started slowly. So slowly I didn't notice at first. Leonard used to call me 3 times a week. Then it was twice. Then once. Then only when I called him. Sunday dinners became every other week. Then once a month. Then we're busy, Mom. Maybe next time. I'd ask to see the grandkids. Maya has soccer. Jordan has a play date. We'll let you know. But they never let me know. Weeks would pass. I'd show up at Maya's soccer games. Simone would see me and her face would tighten. She'd whisper to Leonard. He'd look uncomfortable. They'd leave right after without saying hello. Leonard, baby, did I do something wrong? I asked him once after a game. Caught him in the parking lot before Simone could intercept. No, Mom. You didn't do anything. We're just busy. You know how it is with kids. Then why does it feel like you're avoiding me? We're not avoiding you. We have a lot going on. But his eyes wouldn't meet mine, and Simone was watching from the car, arms crossed, jaw tight, waiting. That was October 2021, 3 years ago. That's when I started keeping track, started documenting, because my social worker instincts told me something was wrong, that this wasn't normal, that someone was driving a wedge between me and my son. I didn't know then how bad it would get. Didn't know Simone was already building her case, already planting seeds, already convincing Leonard that his mother was the problem, that I was manipulative, controlling, toxic, all the words that sound official, clinical, the words that make a good man doubt the woman who raised him. By Christmas 2021, I wasn't invited to their house. We're doing a small celebration this year. Just immediate family. I was immediate family. I was Leonard's mother. But apparently, I didn't count anymore. I spent Christmas alone. First one without William. First one without Leonard and the grandkids. Sat in my small house with a store-bought rotisserie chicken and cried into my collard greens. Called Leonard. Got voicemail. Texted. No response. Sent gifts for the kids. Never got a thank you. Sister Ruth came by that evening. Found me on the couch surrounded by unopened presents I'd bought for grandchildren I couldn't see. Baby, what's going on with Leonard? I saw him at the store yesterday. Asked about you. He changed the subject real quick. Said you all were fine, but he looked guilty. I don't know, Ruth. He's pulling away and I don't know why. Every time I try to talk to him, Simone's there. And when she's there, he's different, distant. Like he's afraid to be warm to me in front of her. That girl's got her claws in him. I've seen it before. Women who can't stand their man having a relationship with his mama. They see it as competition. They work to cut that bond. Isolate him. Make him choose, retry. But why would she do that? I've never been anything but kind to her. Never interfered in their marriage. Never criticized her parenting. I stayed in my lane. Some women don't need a reason, Nadine. They just need control. And a man's mother is the biggest threat to that control. Because you knew him first. You loved him first. You know who he really is. And she can't manipulate that away. I didn't want to believe it. Didn't want to think my daughter-in-law was that calculated, that cruel. But over the next months, the evidence mounted. January 2022. Leonard's birthday. I'd always made him red velvet cake, his favorite. Since he was 5 years old, I made the cake. Drove to his house, rang the doorbell. Simone answered. Nadine, we weren't expecting you. I brought Leonard's birthday cake. Can I come in? Sing happy birthday with the kids? Actually, we already celebrated. Had a party yesterday. Family only. Family only. There was that phrase again. I'm family, Simone. I'm his mother. I know, but we're trying to keep things simple this year. Leonard's been stressed. Too many obligations. We're scaling back. Seeing his mother is an obligation? Her face went cold. Professional. The HR manager face. I didn't say that. But Leonard needs space to focus on his immediate family, his wife and children. You understand. No, I don't understand. What did I do? Tell me what I did wrong so I can fix it. This isn't about you, Nadine. This is about what's best for Leonard, and right now, what's best is some distance. Distance from his mother? The woman who raised him alone after his father died? Who worked 2 jobs to put him through college? Who has loved him every day of his 43 years? I'm going to ask you to leave now. If you don't, I'll have to call the police. I stood there holding red velvet cake on my son's birthday while his wife threatened to call the police on me. Can I at least see Leonard? Talk to him? He's not here. That was a lie. I could see his car in the driveway, could hear the TV inside, could hear Maya laughing. My granddaughter, 10 feet away, might as well have been on another planet. I left the cake on the porch, drove home, cried for 2 hours, then called Leonard. Got voicemail, texted, no response. Tried again the next day, the day after. Finally, 3 days later, he replied, "Mom, we need to talk, but not right now. I'll call you when I'm ready." When I'm ready. Like I was a problem to be dealt with. A task to be handled. Not his mother. Not the woman who'd given him everything. February 2022. I tried a different approach. Sent a letter, old-fashioned, handwritten, poured my heart out. Told Leonard I loved him, that I didn't understand what was happening, that I wanted to fix whatever was broken, that I missed him and the kids, that my heart was breaking. No response, not a call, not a text, nothing. March 2022. I showed up at Maya's school, parent pickup, waited in the car line. When Maya came out, she saw me. Her face lit up. "Grandma!" She ran toward my car. Then, Simone appeared, grabbed Maya's arm, pulled her back, walked her to their car, didn't look at me, drove away. I saw Maya's confused face in the back window, waving. Then Simone said something, and Maya stopped waving, turned around, didn't look back. That night, Leonard finally called. "Mom, you can't show up at Maya's school. You're scaring Simone. She thinks you're stalking us." Stalking? Leonard, I'm trying to see my granddaughter. I haven't seen her in 4 months. What is happening? Why are you shutting me out? We're not shutting you out. We're setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. Simone's therapist said we need to protect our family from toxic influences. Toxic influences? Is that what you think I am? Your mother is toxic? I didn't say that. But Simone's been documenting incidents. Things you've said. Ways you've tried to manipulate us. Ways you've disrespected her. What incidents? I haven't done anything. Leonard, what has she told you? She said you told her she wasn't good enough for me, that you've been trying to turn me against her, that you criticize her parenting, that you make racist comments. My blood went cold. Racist comments? Leonard. Simone is black. I'm black. What racist comments could I possibly make? She said you talk about her being different. Not like us, not like our family. She said you've made her feel unwelcome from day one. That's not true. None of that is true. Baby, I have never said any of those things. I've tried to welcome her. I've tried to be kind. She's lying to you. Why would she lie? What does she gain from lying? Control, Leonard. She's isolating you from me. Can't you see that? This is what abusers do. They cut their victims off from family, from support systems, from anyone who might tell them the truth. Are you calling my wife an abuser? I'm saying she's manipulating you. And you're letting her. I have to go. Don't contact us again until you're ready to respect our boundaries. He hung up. I called back. The number was blocked. I texted. Messages turned green, undelivered. I was blocked. My own son had blocked my number. I sat in my kitchen. The same kitchen where I'd fed Leonard breakfast every morning for 18 years, where I'd helped him with homework, where I'd listened to him talk about his dreams, where I'd held him when William died, and now he'd erased me, blocked me like I was spam, like I was a threat, like I was nothing. Sister Ruth came over the next day, found me still at the kitchen table, same spot, hadn't moved. "Nadine, baby, you have to eat. You have to take care of yourself." He blocked me, Ruth. My son blocked my number. I can't reach him, can't reach my grandkids. Simone has him convinced I'm toxic, that I'm the problem, and he believes her. Did you keep the texts? The voicemails? Any evidence of what she's doing? Yes, I kept everything. Every message, every attempt to reach out, every rejection. I documented it all. Social worker habit. Good, because eventually, the truth comes out. It always does. And when Leonard realizes what she did, he's going to need to see proof that you tried, that you didn't give up, that you were there even when he pushed you away. But I was giving up. Not intentionally, but my body was giving up. The stress, the grief, the rejection. It was killing me. Literally. I have a heart condition. Mild, manageable with medication. But stress makes it worse. And this stress was unbearable. April 2022. My doctor increased my heart medication. "Mrs. Carter, your blood pressure is dangerously high. Your heart is showing signs of strain. Are you under unusual stress?" My son cut me off, won't talk to me, won't let me see my grandchildren. His wife convinced him I'm toxic. The doctor, a young woman, maybe 35, looked at me with sad eyes. "I'm sorry. That's incredibly painful. Have you considered therapy? Support groups for estranged parents?" I spent 37 years as a social worker. I know all about therapy. I know all about family systems. I know exactly what's happening. Knowing doesn't make it hurt less. May 2022, 6 months since Leonard started pulling away. I tried one more time, wrote another letter, this one shorter, more direct. "Leonard, I love you. I don't know what Simone has told you about me, but I need you to know none of it is true. I have never tried to manipulate you, never disrespected her, never said anything racist. I have only ever loved you and wanted the best for your family. If I have hurt you in some way I don't understand, please tell me. Let me apologize. Let me fix it. But don't shut me out completely. Don't take my grandchildren away. They need their grandmother, and I need them. Please. Love, Mom." I mailed it certified, so I'd know he received it. He signed for it on the 12th of May 2022, never responded. That signature on the receipt was the closest thing to contact I had. Proof he existed, proof he'd touched something I'd sent. June 2022. My 70th birthday. I'd always celebrated with Leonard and the kids. Big dinner. Cake. Presents. Laughter. This year, I sat alone in my house. Sister Ruth brought me a cake. Small, store-bought. We ate it together in silence. She didn't know what to say. What do you say to a mother whose son has erased her? That night, I drove past Leonard's house. Didn't stop, didn't knock, just drove past. Slowly. The lights were on. I could see movement through the windows. Life happening. My son's life. My grandchildren's life. Without me. Like I'd never existed. Like 43 years of motherhood could be deleted with a blocked number and a closed door. A police car pulled up behind me. Lights flashing. My heart stopped. I pulled over. The officer approached. Young. Black. Maybe 28. "Ma'am, we got a call about a suspicious vehicle circling the neighborhood. License plate matches your car. Can I ask what you're doing here?" I was visiting my son. Just drove by to see if he was home. "What's the address?" I told him. He called it in, came back. "Ma'am, the residents at that address say they don't know you, say you've been harassing them. They have a harassment complaint on file. I'm going to need you to leave this neighborhood and not return. If you come back, you'll be arrested for trespassing. The residents are my son and daughter-in-law. That's my son's house. Those are my grandchildren. Ma'am, they say they don't know you. I have to take their word. Please leave the area now. I drove away, shaking, crying so hard I had to pull over 3 blocks away. Simone had called the police. On me, on Leonard's mother. And Leonard let her. Stood by while his wife reported his mother as a stalker. July 2022. I stopped trying. What was the point? Every attempt was rejected, every call blocked, every letter ignored, every drive-by resulted in police threats. I was powerless, helpless, cut off from my only child by a woman who decided I was a threat to her control. Sister Ruth urged me to keep trying. Don't give up, Nadine. Don't let her win. She's already won, Ruth. Leonard chose her. He chose to believe her lies over knowing me. Over 43 years of me being his mother, she won the day he blocked my number. I fell into depression. Deep. Dark. Didn't want to leave the house. Didn't want to see people. Didn't want to go to church because people would ask about Leonard and the kids, and I'd have to explain that my son had cut me off and I didn't know why. Pastor Thompson came to visit. Sat in my living room. Prayed with me. Sister Nadine, I've known Leonard since he was baptized at 8 years old. This isn't him. This is someone else's influence. Give it time. The truth always comes out. How much time, Pastor? How much time do I have to be erased from my son's life? How much time do my grandchildren have to grow up thinking their grandmother abandoned them? I don't know, but I know God sees, and God is just. Hold on to that. I tried to hold on, but holding on to nothing is exhausting. Every day waking up knowing my son was out there, 5 miles away, living his life, raising my grandchildren, and I wasn't allowed to be part of it. That kind of rejection doesn't just hurt, it destroys you from the inside. August 2022. My heart medication increased again. The cardiologist was concerned. Mrs. Carter, your heart is under severe stress. If this continues, you're at high risk for a cardiac event. You need to find ways to reduce stress. Therapy, meditation, exercise, something. My son won't talk to me. That's the stress. Unless you can fix that, medication is all I have. September 2022. I saw Maya at Target. She was with Simone. I froze. Didn't know what to do. Wanted to run to her. Wanted to hug her. Wanted to tell her I loved her. I hadn't seen her in 8 months. She'd grown. Taller. Hair different. I'd missed so much. She saw me. Recognition flickered. Then confusion. She started to smile. Then looked at Simone. Simone saw me. Grabbed Maya's hand. Pulled her down a different aisle. I heard Maya ask, "Was that Grandma Nadine?" I heard Simone's response, "No, baby. Just someone who looks like her. Just someone who looks like her." I stood in the middle of Target, tears streaming down my face, while my daughter-in-law erased me from my granddaughter's memory. October 2022. 1 year since this nightmare began. I made a decision. If Leonard didn't want me in his life, fine. I couldn't force him. Couldn't make him see the truth. Couldn't compete with Simone's manipulation. But I could survive. I could build a life without him. It wouldn't be the life I wanted. Wouldn't include my grandchildren, or Sunday dinners, or birthday cakes. But it would be a life. Mine. I started attending a support group at the senior center, Estranged Parents. 7 of us, all over 65, all cut off from adult children for various reasons, some legitimate, some manufactured. We met every Tuesday, shared our stories, cried together, validated each other's pain. "My daughter hasn't spoken to me in 3 years," said a woman named Margaret. 68 years old. Her husband convinced her I was abusive. I wasn't. I was strict, old-fashioned, but not abusive. Now I have 2 grandchildren I've never met. "My son moved across the country," said Robert. 72. Sends a Christmas card once a year. That's it. No calls, no visits. His wife didn't like that I disagreed with their parenting, so I got cut off. We all had versions of the same story. Good parents. Not perfect, but good. Loving, sacrificing. And now we're raised by adult children who'd decided we were toxic, or who'd married people who decided for them. November 2022, Thanksgiving. I volunteered at a homeless shelter, served turkey and mashed potatoes to people who had nothing. It helped. Perspective. I had a home, had my health mostly, had my pension, had Sister Ruth and church community. I didn't have Leonard, didn't have Maya and Jordan, but I had something, more than the people I was serving. A man came through the line, maybe 55, looked worn down by life. "Thank you, ma'am. God bless you." "God bless you too. Happy Thanksgiving. You doing okay? You look sad." I smiled, tried to, just missing my son. He doesn't talk to me anymore. "I'm sorry. That's hard. My mama died 5 years ago. I'd give anything to talk to her one more time. Your son, he'll realize what he lost. Before it's too late. I hope." Before it's too late. Those words echoed in my head all day. How much time did I have? I was 70. My heart was failing. William died at 68. His father died at 71. My mother died at 74. I might have 5 years. Might have 10 if I was lucky. How many of those years would I spend cut off from my son? How many would I lose with my grandchildren? And when I died, would Leonard even know? Would Simone tell him? Or would I die alone and he'd find out weeks later from an obituary? December 2022, Christmas again, second one without Leonard. This time I didn't cry, didn't sit around feeling sorry for myself. Went to Sister Ruth's house. Her son and grandkids were there. She included me. Let me be part of her family, since mine had rejected me. It wasn't the same, but it was something. Better than being alone. January 2023. I made a New Year's resolution. Stop waiting for Leonard. Stop hoping he'd wake up and see the truth. Stop organizing my life around the possibility that he might call. I was 70 years old. However many years I had left, I wasn't spending them in limbo, waiting for a son who'd chosen his wife over his mother. I started taking art classes at the senior center, painting, something I'd always wanted to try but never had time for. Spent 37 years helping other people's families. Now I'd help myself. Find joy where I could. Build a life that didn't revolve around the child who'd abandoned me. February 2023. 14 months since Leonard blocked me. Sister Ruth ran into him at the grocery store. She told me later what happened. I saw Leonard in the produce section, called his name. He looked like he wanted to run, but I cornered him. What did he say? Asked about you, how you were doing. I told him you were heartbroken, that you didn't understand why he cut you off, that whatever Simone told him, it wasn't true. You know what he said? What? He said, "Sister Ruth, it's complicated. My mom doesn't understand boundaries. She was trying to control our family. We had to protect ourselves." Control, protect. Those were Simone's words coming out of his mouth. That boy's been brainwashed. Did you tell him the truth? That I never tried to control anything? I tried. He shut down, said he had to go, that Simone was waiting in the car. He practically ran away from me, Nadine. That's not the Leonard I know. That's a man living in fear. Fear. Of what? Of his mother? Or fear of what Simone would do if she found out he'd talked to someone who defended me? March 2023. My heart condition worsened. The cardiologist was direct. "Mrs. Carter, your heart is showing significant stress damage. You're at high risk for a major cardiac event. Heart attack, stroke. I'm prescribing stronger medication, but medication only goes so far. The emotional stress is killing you." You need to find resolution. The only resolution is my son talking to me again, and that's not happening. Then you need to find a way to make peace with that. Therapy, support groups, something. Because if this continues, you won't survive another year. Won't survive another year. I was 70. My son had stolen what might be my last years, and he didn't even know it. Didn't care. Had blocked me so completely that if I died tomorrow, he wouldn't find out until someone thought to tell him. April 2023. I updated my will. Left everything to charity. My house, my small savings, my pension survivor benefits. Nothing to Leonard. Not out of spite, out of reality. He'd made it clear he didn't want me in his life, didn't want anything from me, so he'd get nothing. The organizations I'd worked with for 37 years would benefit instead. Sister Ruth questioned that decision. Nadine, he's still your son. You sure you want to cut him out completely? He cut me out first. I'm just making it official. May 2023. 16 months of silence. I stopped counting days, stopped marking time by how long it had been since I'd heard his voice. Started measuring my life by other things. Art classes completed. Books read. Friends visited. Volunteer hours. A life without Leonard. It was possible. Not the life I wanted, but possible. I painted a portrait of Maya from memory, from the last photo I had. Taken 2 years ago. She was 8 then. Would be 10 now. I didn't know what she looked like anymore. Didn't know if she still had that gap in her front teeth, if her hair was still in braids, if she still loved butterflies and purple everything. I'd been erased from her life so completely that my granddaughter was a stranger. June 2023. I ran into one of Simone's co-workers at the grocery store, woman named Patricia. I'd met her once at a company picnic years ago. She recognized me. Mrs. Carter? Nadine? I thought that was you. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Good. Listen, I don't know if this is my place, but I work with Simone, and I've heard her talk about you, about Leonard's mother. She calls you toxic. Says you tried to ruin their marriage. Says Leonard had to cut you off for his mental health. My stomach dropped. She's been talking about me at work? For months, to anyone who'll listen. Building this narrative about how terrible you are. How Leonard's so much better now that you're out of his life. I wanted you to know. Because the way she talks, it's cruel, and something about it doesn't sit right. I've met you. You don't seem like the person she describes. I'm not. She's lying. She's isolated Leonard from me and she's justifying it by making me the villain. Patricia looked uncomfortable. I thought so. I'm sorry. I wish I could help. But Simone's in HR. She's good at this. Good at building cases against people. It's what she does professionally. Guess she brought those skills home. After Patricia left, I sat in my car in the Kroger parking lot and cried. Simone wasn't just destroying my relationship with Leonard privately, she was destroying my reputation publicly. Telling coworkers I was toxic, abusive, manipulative, building a story where she was the victim and I was the villain. And Leonard believed it, believed every word. July 2023. I started having chest pains. Not severe. Just present. Constant. Like my heart was tired, like it wanted to stop. I increased my medication, tried to rest more, tried to reduce stress. But how do you reduce the stress of being erased by your own child? August 2023. 18 months since Leonard blocked me. A year and a half of silence, of absence, of wondering if I'd ever see him again, ever hold my grandchildren, ever be allowed to be a mother and grandmother again. I celebrated my 71st birthday alone. Sister Ruth was out of town visiting her daughter. Pastor Thompson called, sang happy birthday over the phone. Church friends sent cards. But my son, the person whose birth had made me a mother 45 years ago, didn't call, didn't text, didn't acknowledge my existence. I sat in my living room that night, looking at photos. Leonard as a baby, as a toddler. First day of school, high school graduation, college graduation, wedding day, the birth of his children. A lifetime of moments. And now nothing. Silence. A son who decided his mother was toxic and needed to be eliminated. Mrs. Washington, my neighbor, knocked on my door around 8 p.m., brought me a slice of cake. "Happy birthday, Nadine. Thought you could use some company." "Thank you, Lorraine. Come in." We sat together, ate cake. Didn't talk much. Didn't need to. She knew about Leonard, knew about the estrangement, knew I was alone. "You doing okay?" she finally asked. "No, but I'm surviving. That's all I can do." That boy's going to regret this someday. Going to wake up and realize what he lost. Hope it's not too late when he does. September 2023. The chest pains got worse. Sharp, frequent. I ignored them. Told myself it was stress. Told myself it would pass. Took my medication. Rested. But deep down, I knew. My heart was giving out. Not just emotionally, physically. The cardiologist's warning kept echoing. Won't survive another year. It had been 6 months since that warning. October 2023. 2 years since this nightmare began. 2 full years of silence. Maya would be 10 now. Jordan would be 7. I'd missed 2 years of their lives. Birthdays, school plays, soccer games, first days of school. Lost time I'd never get back. Even if Leonard woke up tomorrow and apologized, I couldn't recover those years. They were gone, stolen. I painted more. Filled my small house with canvases, landscapes, portraits, abstract pieces that reflected the chaos in my heart. Sister Ruth said I should sell them, enter them in shows. But I painted for therapy, not profit. Painted to keep my hands busy, my mind occupied, my heart from completely breaking. November 2023. Thanksgiving. I volunteered at the shelter again, served meals, smiled at strangers, pretended I was fine. A woman came through the line, maybe 40, 2 small children with her. She thanked me 3 times. "God bless you for doing this. For feeding us. You're welcome. Happy Thanksgiving." She hesitated. "You have family? Kids?" "I have a son. But we don't talk anymore." "I'm sorry. That's the worst kind of lonely. Being alone when you have people." She was right. The worst kind of lonely wasn't having nobody. It was having somebody who chose to act like you were nobody. December 2023. Christmas approaching. 3rd one without Leonard. I couldn't do Sister Ruth's house again. Couldn't watch another family celebrate while mine didn't exist. I stayed home, watched old movies, ate leftover ham, went to bed at 8 p.m., just wanted the day over. At 9:47 p.m., my phone rang, unknown number. I almost didn't answer. But something made me pick up. "Hello? Grandma Nadine?" Small voice. Child's voice. "Maya." My heart stopped, started, stopped again. "Maya, baby, is that you?" "Yes." "I'm calling from my friend's phone. Mommy doesn't know. Are you okay? Is something wrong?" "I miss you, Grandma. Why don't you come see us anymore?" "Mommy said you moved away." "But Jordan heard Mommy tell Daddy you live 5 miles away. Did we do something bad? Are you mad at us?" Tears streaming down my face. "No, baby. No, I'm not mad at you. I love you so much. I've been trying to see you, but your mommy won't let me." "Why not?" How do you explain to a 10-year-old that her mother is cruel, that she's manipulated her father, that she's kept grandmother and grandchildren apart out of spite and control? It's complicated, sweetheart, adult stuff. But I want you to know, I think about you every single day, you and Jordan. I love you both so much. I remember you used to make me pancakes with chocolate chips in them. Can you make those again? I would love to, if I'm allowed. I have to go. My friend's mom is calling me. I love you, Grandma. I love you too, Maya, so much. Merry Christmas, baby. She hung up. I sat holding the phone, crying. My granddaughter remembered me, missed me, had snuck away to call me, 10 years old, and she had to hide to talk to her grandmother. What had Simone told her? What lies had poisoned even that innocent relationship? January 2024. I tried to call the number back. Disconnected. Probably a temporary phone. Maya's friend's family. I'd never reach her that way again, but at least I knew. She remembered. She loved me. She wanted to see me. That was something. That was everything. February 2024. The chest pains became unbearable. I made an appointment with my cardiologist. Got in the next day. Dr. Patel ran tests. EKG. Echocardiogram. Blood work. His face was grave. Mrs. Carter, your heart is in serious trouble. The stress damage has progressed significantly. You're at immediate risk for a major cardiac event. I'm recommending you consider a cardiac monitor, and we need to discuss advance directives. Who to call in case of emergency? I don't have anyone. My son doesn't talk to me. Friends? Church family? My neighbor, Mrs. Washington, and Sister Ruth from church. Give me their numbers. I'm putting them in your file as emergency contacts. Mrs. Carter, I'm not trying to scare you, but you need to understand. Your heart could fail at any time. Days, weeks, maybe months if you're lucky. The emotional stress combined with your condition, it's a lethal combination. I understand. Is there any way to resolve the situation with your son? Any way to make peace? He blocked me, won't talk to me, believes I'm toxic. There's no resolution unless he decides to unblock me, and he won't. His wife won't let him. Dr. Patel looked sad, frustrated. Then I recommend you prepare. Update your will. Make arrangements. Have those difficult conversations with people who do care about you. Because if you have a cardiac event at home alone, the outcome might not be good. March 2024, I updated everything. Will, advance directives, funeral arrangements, prepaid for a simple service. Wrote letters to Sister Ruth, Pastor Thompson, Mrs. Washington, thanking them for loving me when my family didn't. Asked them to make sure Maya and Jordan knew, someday, that I loved them, that I never stopped trying. I didn't write a letter to Leonard. What would I say? That he killed me? That his abandonment stopped my heart? That would be cruel. And despite everything, I didn't want to be cruel. Didn't want his last memory of me to be blame. So I wrote nothing. Left him nothing. Not money, not words, not guilt, just absence. Let him figure out what that meant. April 2024. 2.5 years since Leonard blocked me. The chest pains were constant now. I lived on medication, rested frequently, avoided stress, but you can't avoid the stress of grief, of loss, of loving someone who's erased you. Mrs. Washington checked on me daily. Nadine, you look tired. You feeling okay? Just my heart. Acting up. I'm managing. You need to go to the hospital? Not yet. When it's time, I'll know. The 3rd of May 2024. Friday. I woke up feeling wrong. Not pain exactly, just wrong. Like my body knew something I didn't. I took my medication, made coffee, sat at my kitchen table, looked out at the backyard. William had planted azaleas back there in 1998. They were blooming. pink and white, beautiful. He'd loved those azaleas, said they reminded him that life comes back, that beauty returns even after winter. Around 2 p.m., the pain started. Real pain, crushing, radiating down my left arm. I knew immediately. Heart attack. This was it. The cardiac event Dr. Patel had warned about. I grabbed my phone, called 911. I'm having a heart attack. 1847 Cascade Road. Please hurry. Ma'am. Stay on the line. Help is coming. Are you alone? Yes, I'm alone. Is there anyone we can call for you? My neighbor, Mrs. Washington. 1849 Cascade Road. I tried to stay calm, tried to breathe. The pain was overwhelming, crushing my chest. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Just pain, just fear. Just the realization that I might die alone on my kitchen floor while my son was 5 miles away living his life without me. The 911 operator kept talking. Ma'am, stay with me. The ambulance is 4 minutes away. Can you unlock your front door? I crawled. Kitchen to living room. 20 feet felt like miles. Reached up, unlocked the door. Collapsed on the floor. Phone still in my hand. Operator still talking. Ma'am, are you still there? Stay with me. Help is almost there. I tried to answer. Nothing came out. Just pain. Crushing, unbearable pain. My vision blurred, darkened around the edges. This was it. This was how I'd die. Alone on my living room floor. While Leonard was probably at work, or home with Simone and the kids, having dinner, laughing, living, not knowing his mother was dying 5 miles away. I thought about calling him, my last act, one final attempt, but my phone was locked. I'd blocked his number after he blocked mine. Couldn't bear to see his name in my contacts knowing he'd never call, and now I was dying and couldn't reach him even if I wanted to. Sirens. Getting closer. Mrs. Washington's voice. Nadine! Oh God, Nadine! She must have seen the ambulance. Came running. She was there, holding my hand. Stay with me, baby. Help is here. You're going to be okay. But I wasn't sure I wanted to be okay. What was I fighting for? More years alone? More holidays without my son? More birthdays he'd ignore? More pain? The paramedics burst in, professional, efficient. Asking questions Mrs. Washington answered because I couldn't. They put me on a stretcher, IV in my arm. Oxygen mask. I heard terms. Myocardial infarction, ST elevation, critical, code 3. In the ambulance, one paramedic held my hand. Young black man, maybe 25. Ma'am, you're doing great. Stay with us. We're taking you to Grady. They're ready for you. Grady Hospital, where William died, where Leonard was born. Full circle. Maybe I'd die there too. Same place I'd given birth to the son who'd abandoned me. At the hospital, chaos. ER team waiting. They took over. Wheeled me straight to the cardiac cath lab. Dr. Patel was there. Nadine, I told you this was coming. We're going to fix this. You're going to be okay, but you have to fight. Did I want to fight? I closed my eyes. Thought about William, about seeing him again, about not being alone anymore, about not feeling this pain, not the heart pain, the other pain, the Leonard pain. But then I thought about Maya's phone call. I miss you, Grandma. I thought about Jordan, 7 years old. Would he even remember me if I died? Would Maya tell him about me? Or would Simone erase me completely from their memories? I fought. Not for Leonard, for Maya, for Jordan, for the possibility that someday, somehow, they'd know their grandmother loved them, that I didn't abandon them, that I tried. The procedure took 2 hours. Stent placement. Cleared the blockage. Stabilized the heart. When I woke up in ICU, Sister Ruth was there, Mrs. Washington. Pastor Thompson. Not Leonard. Not my son. He didn't know. Nobody had called him, because nobody had his number, because I'd removed him from my emergency contacts a year ago when it became clear he'd chosen to be absent. You scared us, Nadine, Sister Ruth said, holding my hand. Lorraine called me from the ambulance. I've been here the whole time. Thank you. My voice was weak, hoarse. Do you want me to try to reach Leonard? Tell him what happened? Did I? Did I want him to know? Want him to show up out of obligation? Out of guilt? Come see his mother because she almost died, not because he actually wanted to? No, don't call him. Nadine, he should know. He's your son. If he wanted to know about my life, he wouldn't have blocked me. He made his choice. I'm respecting it. Dr. Patel came in, explained what happened. You had a significant heart attack. We placed a stent. You're stable now. But Nadine, this is serious. You can't go home alone. You need supervision. Care. Recovery will take weeks. Do you have family who can help? No. Friends? We'll figure something out, Sister Ruth said quickly. She can stay with me for a few weeks. Actually, Dr. Patel said carefully, I think we need to discuss long-term care. Nadine, your heart is severely damaged. Between the attack and the chronic stress damage, your cardiac function is compromised. You're going to need ongoing medical supervision. I'm recommending you consider assisted living. Somewhere with medical staff on site, just in case. Assisted living? I'm 71. I'm not an invalid. You're 71 with a failing heart and no family support system. If you have another cardiac event at home alone, you won't survive it. This time, Mrs. Washington found you within minutes. Next time, you might not be so lucky. The words sank in. Assisted living, a nursing home, at 71, because my son had abandoned me and the stress had destroyed my heart. I'll think about it. Don't think too long. You're being discharged in 3 days. You need a plan. That night, alone in my hospital room, I made a decision. I couldn't go back to that house, couldn't live alone waiting for another heart attack, couldn't spend whatever time I had left hoping Leonard would come back. Sister Ruth was 68. She couldn't take care of me long term, and I wouldn't burden her. Assisted living it was. At least there, I wouldn't die alone. There'd be people, staff, other residents, maybe even friends. It wouldn't be the life I'd planned. But nothing about the last 3 years had been what I planned. Sister Ruth came back the next morning. I told her my decision. A nursing home? Nadine, no. You're not that sick. You can recover. Come stay with me. We'll figure it out. Ruth, I had a major heart attack. My heart is damaged. I can't risk being alone, and I won't risk you having to find me dead on your floor. This is the right choice. The only choice. The 8th of May 2024, 5 days after the heart attack, I was discharged from Grady Hospital to Peaceful Pines Assisted Living on the east side of Atlanta. Sister Ruth drove me, helped me fill out paperwork, cried when she left. This isn't right, Nadine. You shouldn't be here. You should be home. Your son should be taking care of you. My son doesn't know I exist. This is better than dying alone in that house. My room was small. Single bed, dresser, chair, bathroom with grab bars. Window overlooking a garden. I unpacked my few belongings. Clothes, photos, my Bible, the painting I'd done of Maya, hung it on the wall. At least here, I could look at her face. My roommate was Dorothy Williams, 69 years old, stroke survivor, cheerful despite being wheelchair-bound. Welcome, neighbor. I'm Dot. You're going to like it here. Food's decent, staff's nice, and we got a good group. Game nights on Thursdays, church service on Sundays, movie night on Fridays. I'm Nadine. Nice to meet you. What brings you here? You look too young and healthy for this place. Heart attack. No family to help with recovery. No family at all? I have a son, but he doesn't talk to me. His wife convinced him I'm toxic. Haven't seen him in almost 3 years. Dot's face fell. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. That's harder than any stroke. I got 3 kids. They all visit. Can't imagine being cut off like that. That's cruel. It is what it is. I'm learning to live with it. But was I? Could you ever really learn to live with being abandoned by the child you raised? Or did you just survive it, one day at a time, one breath at a time, until you didn't have to anymore? June 2024. 1 month at Peaceful Pines. I attended activities, made friends, painted in the art room, went to church services, existed. That's what I did. I existed. Not lived, not thrived, just existed. Sister Ruth visited twice a week, brought news from the outside, from church, from the neighborhood, from the life I used to have. She never mentioned Leonard unless I asked, which I did, every time. Have you seen him? No, baby. I'm sorry. Heard anything about him? Nothing. It's like he disappeared. But he hadn't disappeared. He was 5 miles away, living, working, raising my grandchildren, just without me, like I'd never existed, like 45 years of being his mother had been erased. July 2024. Sister Ruth came with news. Her face was serious. Nadine, I need to tell you something. I ran into Patricia, Simone's coworker, the one who told you how Simone talks about you at work. What did she say? Leonard's been having problems. At work. Missing days. Looking depressed. Simone's been complaining to everyone that he's falling apart. That he's weak. That she's tired of carrying the family. My heart, the damaged one, ached. What kind of problems? Patricia didn't have details. Just that he's not himself. Hasn't been for months. She wondered if maybe the guilt is catching up to him. Or maybe living with Simone is destroying him the way it destroyed me. Either way, he's suffering. And he did this to himself. Chose her over you. Now he's learning what you already know. She's poison. I didn't feel vindicated. Just sad. Sad that my son was hurting. Sad that he'd chosen wrong. Sad that even if he woke up tomorrow and realized the truth, we'd lost 3 years. And I was in a nursing home with a damaged heart. And nothing could undo what had been done. August 2024. 3 months at Peaceful Pines. I'd settled into routine. Wake at 7. Breakfast in the dining room. Morning activities. Lunch. Afternoon rest. Dinner. Evening TV or reading. Bed by 9. A simple life. A small life. But mine. Dot and I became close friends. She was funny, resilient, made jokes about our situation. We're the young ones here. Everyone else is 80 plus. We're the cool kids in the nursing home. Cool kids with broken bodies. Bodies break. Spirits don't have to. Unless you let them. She was right. My body was broken. Heart damaged. But my spirit, I could choose. Could choose bitterness or acceptance. Could choose to spend my remaining years angry at Leonard or at peace with a life that didn't include him. I chose peace, or tried to. Some days were easier than others. September 2024. 4 months post-heart attack. Dr. Patel came for a follow-up. Examined me. Ran tests. Your heart is stable. The stent is working. But Nadine, the underlying damage remains. You're managing, but you're not healed. You'll never be healed. This is your life now. Careful management. Monitoring. Acceptance. I understand. How are you doing emotionally? Adjusting to this place? Better than I expected. I have friends. Routine. It's not home, but it's okay. Any contact from your son? No. And there won't be. I'm sorry. That kind of loss, it's profound. Complicated grief. Loss without death. He's alive but gone. Ambiguous loss. I'd learned that term in social work school. Loss without closure, without finality. The hardest kind to process. When someone dies, you mourn and eventually move forward. When someone abandons you while still living, you're stuck. Forever waiting. Forever hoping. Forever hurting. October 2024. Sister Ruth came with urgent news. Nadine, Leonard knows. He knows about the heart attack. He knows you're here. My chest tightened. How? I don't know exactly. But Patricia called me. Said Leonard showed up at Simone's office today. Made a scene. Yelling. Crying. Saying she'd lied to him. That she'd destroyed his relationship with you. That she'd been intercepting your calls, your letters. That she'd manipulated everything. What happened? Security escorted him out, but Patricia said it was bad. Really bad. Said she'd never seen Leonard like that. Unhinged. Broken. She thinks he finally found out the truth. And he's losing it. My hands shook. Did he try to see me? Not yet. Patricia said this just happened this morning. But Nadine, he's going to come. When he does, what are you going to say? What was I going to say? To the son who'd abandoned me for 3 years? Who'd blocked my number? Who'd let his wife call the police on me? Who'd chosen to believe lies over knowing me? What do you say to someone who destroyed you and then regretted it? Retry. I don't know, Ruth. I honestly don't know. You have every right to be angry, to turn him away, to make him feel what you felt. But baby, he's your son. And if he really figured out the truth, he's probably destroyed. Guilt like that, it eats you alive. Good, let it eat him, like the rejection ate me, like the isolation destroyed my heart, literally destroyed it. I had a heart attack because of what he did, because he chose to believe her over me. Sister Ruth held my hand. I'm not saying forgive him. I'm not saying let him off easy. I'm just saying, when he comes, and he will come, decide ahead of time what you want. Closure? An apology? To tell him how much he hurt you? Or do you want to shut the door completely? Because once you make that choice, you can't unmake it. The 15th of October 2024, 6 days after Sister Ruth told me Leonard knew. He hadn't come, hadn't called the facility, hadn't tried to see me. Maybe he was too ashamed, or maybe Simone had regained control, convinced him the truth wasn't true, manipulated him again. I went about my days, activities, meals, painting in the art room, pretending I wasn't waiting, pretending I wasn't looking at the door every time someone walked into the common room, pretending my heart, the damaged one, wasn't racing every time the front desk called someone to reception. The 18th of October 2024, 2:30 p.m. I was in the art room, working on a landscape. Georgia pines, fall colors, peaceful. The receptionist came to the door. Mrs. Carter, you have a visitor. My paintbrush froze mid-stroke. Who? A man. Says he's your son, Leonard Carter. The room tilted. 3 years. 3 years of silence, and now he was here, in the building, waiting. Do you want to see him? I can tell him you're not available. Did I want to see him? The son who'd abandoned me? Who'd broken my heart? Who'd put me in this nursing home? Give me 5 minutes. Then bring him to the family visiting room. I cleaned my brushes, washed my hands, looked in the mirror, 71 years old, heart attack survivor, nursing home resident. This wasn't how I'd imagined seeing my son again. Imagined him coming back. I'd pictured myself in my home. Strong, independent. Not here. Not like this. But this was reality. I was here. He was here. And we had to face each other. The family visiting room was small. Couch, 2 chairs, coffee table, window, private. I sat in one of the chairs, waited. Hands folded, heart racing, the damaged heart working too hard, reminding me why I was here. The door opened. Leonard walked in, and I barely recognized him. He'd aged a decade in 3 years. Thinner, gray at the temples, face gaunt, eyes haunted. He looked like a man who'd lost everything. "Mom," his voice broke. Just that one word, "Mom." I didn't respond, just looked at him. This stranger, this son. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mom, I didn't know. I didn't know any of it." She lied. About everything. All of it. I thought. I believed. "Oh God, Mom, what did I do?" He collapsed into the other chair. Put his face in his hands, sobbed, deep, wrenching sobs. The kind that come from complete breakdown. I watched. Felt nothing, or felt everything. Couldn't tell which. 3 years of pain. Don't disappear because someone finally apologizes. 3 years of abandonment don't heal because someone finally sees the truth. "How did you find out?" My voice was calm, detached. Social worker voice. Professional distance. He looked up, face wet with tears. "I found her notes. She keeps everything documented. That's what she does. HR manager. She documents. I found a file on her computer, labeled Leonard's mother situation. It was all there. Every call you made that she intercepted. Every text she deleted before I saw it. Every letter she threw away. Plans, strategies. How to isolate me from you. How to convince me you were toxic. It was calculated, methodical. She planned this for years." "Why were you on her computer?" "I've been depressed. Really depressed. Missing work. Maya asked about you last month, asked why she never sees Grandma Nadine anymore. Simone said you moved away. But Maya said her friend's mom saw you at Kroger. Said you still live here." I started questioning, started wondering. Simone got defensive, angry. That's when I knew something was wrong. So I looked, and I found it. "Found what, Leonard? What specifically did she write?" "That you were a threat to her control. That you had too much influence over me. That you needed to be eliminated from our lives. She documented fake incidents. Wrote down things you supposedly said. Racist comments you never made. Ways you supposedly tried to manipulate us. None of it was real. She made it all up. And I believed her. God help me, I believed her over you." He was crying again. Harder. And then I found the hospital records. She got a call, in May, from Grady Hospital. You'd had a heart attack. They called me. My number. She answered. Told them I wasn't available. That I didn't want to be notified. She wrote it in her file. Hospital called about heart attack. Told them Leonard is not involved. Do not call again. Mom, you had a heart attack, and I didn't know. You almost died, and I didn't know. I didn't want you to know. What? I told the hospital not to call you. You'd blocked me. Made it clear you didn't want me in your life. I wasn't going to force myself on you just because I was dying. You weren't forcing. You're my mother. I should have been there. You made your choice, Leonard. You chose her. Chose to believe her lies. Chose to block me. To ignore me. To let her call the police on me. To erase me from your children's lives. Those were your choices. Not hers, yours. I was manipulated. She gaslit me. Made me think, you're 45 years old. You're not a child. You made choices. Adult choices. You chose to believe I was toxic, instead of knowing I'd never been anything but loving. You chose comfort with your wife over loyalty to your mother. You chose wrong, Leonard, and now you have to live with that. He stood up, paced, ran his hands through his hair. I left her, filed for divorce yesterday, took the kids. We're staying with a friend. I'm fighting for full custody. Using her documentation against her, proving she's manipulative, unstable. I'm going to make sure Maya and Jordan know the truth, know their grandmother, if you'll let me. If you'll give me a chance to fix this. Fix this? Leonard, you can't fix this. 3 years. You stole 3 years. Maya was 7 when you cut me off. She's 10 now. Jordan was 4. He barely remembers me. You can't give me those years back. Can't undo the damage. Can't repair my heart. Literally, my heart is damaged. Permanently. From the stress. From the grief. From being abandoned by you. I know, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make it up to you. Please, Mom, please, give me a chance. Let me bring the kids to see you. Let me be your son again. I looked at him. This broken man, my son, the boy I'd raised, the man who destroyed me. Could I forgive him? Should I? I'm tired, Leonard. I'm 71 years old. My heart is failing. I live in a nursing home because I can't risk being alone. I've built a life here. Small, simple, but mine. I have friends, routine, peace. I don't know if I have the energy to let you back in, to risk being hurt again. I won't hurt you again. I swear. I see it now. I see what she did, what I let her do. I'm in therapy, working through it, learning how I got manipulated, how to never let it happen again. Therapy doesn't undo abandonment, doesn't heal broken hearts, doesn't give back lost time. I know, but it's something. It's me trying. Please, Mom, don't shut me out completely. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, don't deserve another chance. But Maya and Jordan, they deserve to know you, to love you, to have their grandmother. Don't punish them for my mistakes. He was right about that. The children were innocent, had been weaponized by their mother and enabled by their father, but they were victims too. Did I have the right to deny them a relationship with me because their father had failed? Bring them to visit, next Sunday, 2 p.m., 1 hour. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, Mom. I'll bring them. I'll make this right, however long it takes. He left. I sat in that room for another hour, processing, feeling, grieving. Because even though Leonard had come back, even though he knew the truth, we'd never get back what we'd lost, never recover those 3 years, never undo the damage to my heart, to our relationship, to the trust that had been shattered. That Sunday, Leonard brought Maya and Jordan. Maya ran to me, hugged me. "Grandma, I missed you so much. Daddy told us the truth. About Mommy, about why we couldn't see you. I'm so sorry." Jordan was shy, hesitant. He'd been 4 when I'd last seen him. Now 7. He didn't remember me well. "Hi," he said quietly. "Hi, sweetheart. I'm your Grandma Nadine. I used to make you pancakes with chocolate chips." His eyes lit up. I remember pancakes, with smiley faces. That's right, with smiley faces. We sat together, talked, caught up on 3 lost years in 1 hour. It wasn't enough, would never be enough, but it was something. Leonard watched from the doorway. Grateful, guilty, broken. He'd gotten what he wanted. Access to me. Forgiveness. Sort of. But he'd lost everything else. His marriage, his trust in himself, his certainty that he was a good man. Because good men don't abandon their mothers. Don't choose lies over love. Don't let manipulative spouses destroy their families. 6 months later, present day, March 2025, Leonard and the kids visit every Sunday, sometimes twice a week. We're rebuilding. Slowly, carefully. It's not the same. It will never be the same. But it's something. Leonard's divorce from Simone was finalized last month. He got full custody. The judge saw Simone's documentation, saw the calculated manipulation, called it parental alienation and emotional abuse. Simone has supervised visitation only, 2 hours a week. Leonard lives with guilt every day, sees a therapist twice a week, takes medication for depression, struggles with what he did, with who he became, with the reality that he almost lost me forever. I'm still here, at Peaceful Pines. My heart is stable but damaged. I'll never leave this place. Never go home. This is home now. Room 8. With Dot next door. With friends. With routine. With visits from my son and grandchildren. Is it the life I wanted? No. I wanted to grow old in my own house. Wanted Sunday dinners with family. Wanted to watch my grandchildren grow up. Wanted to be part of their daily lives. But it's the life I have. And I've made peace with that. Mostly. That is Nadine's story. Now I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this from? What city? What country? Drop it in the comments below. I love seeing our global community come together over these powerful stories about parental alienation, manipulation, and whether forgiveness is possible after years of abandonment. Real question. If you were Nadine, what would you have done? Would you have let Leonard back in after 3 years? Would you have refused to see him? Would you have forgiven him for the sake of the grandchildren? Or would you have protected yourself and said no? Tell me in the comments. Hit that like button if this story made you feel something. Share it if you know someone who's been cut off by their adult children, someone who's survived parental alienation, someone who's had to choose between holding a grudge and rebuilding a broken relationship. And subscribe for more real stories about in-law manipulation. What happens when weak people choose wrong, the cost of believing lies over knowing truth, and whether some relationships can be repaired after they've been completely destroyed. Because Nadine let Leonard back in, but their relationship will never be what it was, and she's still figuring out if that's enough. See you in the next video.